So in order to glue one down, to create that pattern, what I might do, I start with my bigger piece if I've got them in sections. And I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same gluing method we used on our folders, where I'm not using tons of glue, but I'm really paying attention to edges. And I want to be careful not to get loads of glue on my border because I'm going to be drawing on that. I'm using the mat that's at my table, and I want to make sure I cap my glue on the in-between times so that it doesn't dry out. Leaving a border around the outer edge so that on the wall it's going to look nice. I'm trying to make sure mine is, when it's got a straight line, I'm trying to make sure mine's parallel, but you may want to change that depending upon your design. And instead of sliding it, because my fingers will catch where it's cut, I kind of push and press. This next piece, I'm flipping it over every time, making sure I'm only gluing on the back, not on the front, and paying a lot of attention to the edges. That on there, just for right now. I want this section a little bit skinnier. Again, pressing. Here's a little bit of glue. I'm going to scrape that off with my finger, put it on my mat, and adjust that back again. And my fingers are getting really sticky. So one way you can fix that is rub them together a lot, and that kind of dries them out. We'll wash hands at the end. But you don't want to keep, if you go back and wash your hands and then come back and try to glue more, sometimes people don't dry their hands completely, and then you have water on your hands and it gets on your picture and it can warp your paper. And I want to leave that a little bit bigger on purpose, just for interest's sake. And then this final one, I want to make sure I flip it over again. Paying attention to the edges. I want it a little bit bigger. I think I want it about right there. I want to be able to do some stuff over here. And I got a piece of glue that came off. I'm going to very carefully get that off of there. Make sure my hands are clean when I'm starting this whole process. And then what I'm doing right now is anything that's popping up, I'm just kind of pressing down. One way you can do this to make sure everything's down is to move your mat and then flip this over. Then you can really rub. Like so. And now you can make sure it's really staying. So this one would be more tricky because you got lots of edges. So how do you do it if it's all one piece? Okay, so I have my piece, my big piece. I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm trying to glue this. I'm trying to glue this down. So I want to decide which side I want to use. I think I want the glue on this side. And since I did cut this on the inside, I do want to have glue on it. So anywhere it's cut, I want to kind of hit that with some glue because it can pop up, especially when it's on the wall and it's been there and either the air conditioning or the heat kicks on. Any change in temperature is going to do something to the glue. So we want to try to make it to where it's going to stay. I'm also doing this very quickly. If I don't, the air is going to go ahead and dry my glue. So I'm moving quickly with it. And now I'm going to take, very carefully center this. You can center it, or if you are trying to create a space over here to draw on, you can do that as well. Okay, so right now I'm trying to make sure it's all the way I want it. And then I'm going to start in the center and start pressing and moving my way out. That's also how you stretch canvases, by the way, but it's handy for wrapping packages. Okay, so, and now I'm going to use my little trick where I move this, flip this over, and really press. Now, the big thing is you'll want to make sure that your name is on this. So we're going to write your name on the back very legibly, okay? So write your name, and then whatever your class code is, and if you're A or B, write that as well, okay? So if I were 7B, I would write 7B. If you're in 6th grade, you obviously aren't going to write 7B. So look, use your head, figure out what you are, and then write it right in the middle so that later on we can immediately see it. Write it large so that we can see it. The reason I don't want it on this outer edge is because when we hang these up in the hallway, we'll probably have tape here, and then when we take them down, we take the tape off, we don't want it to take off your name just in case it falls down.